Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for a special type of video. I have not been posting or streaming lately because I have been playing and immersing myself playing Halo Infinite. So now let's break down and do what would be my first ever official review on a AAA title. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. So, after 6 long years since the last installment that I would like to forget about, 343 Industries gave it another go, and the fanbase was keeping a close eye on this one because some would think that this could have been 343's last chance towards the community to make something groundbreaking. Sure, Halo 4 in my opinion anyways had somewhat of a fun campaign, but it fell flat in the multiplayer area. Although it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either, but I guess you can say it was like a good step in the right direction. But with Halo 5, marketing kinda took it toward a downhill spiral that put Halo in a hole that 343 desperately needed to dig it out of. Campaign wasn't all that it was cracked out to be, especially given that we were promised this epic adventure that Master Chief has gone rogue. Oni is planning something sus and they got a whole Spartan team hunting him down in this whole hunt the truth bullshit. Now we got Halo Infinite. Did 343 redeem themselves with this installment? Well, before we get into it, I'm going to break it down in sections, with the first section being about the content within the campaign, second will be about the length, third will focus primarily on like the boss battles within the game, and fourth will be my all-in thoughts on what I thought about the game, like is it worth the $60 price tag? So without further ado, let's get right into the first topic.
My name is Atriox, and I am the last face you will ever see.
So, let's talk about the content within the game. Halo Infinite offers a decent chunk of its content within Halo Infinite's campaign to keep you away from the main campaign missions. With the sandbox designed to fit that open world aspect of the game, which gives you, the player, the chance to explore around and complete side quests, which in my opinion was honestly a nice addition to the game, given the fact that even when you're done with Halo, you're not really done with Halo. Skulls are back and hidden throughout different parts of the map, as well as audio logs from both UNSC and Banished to kind of keep you in the lore of things, and they even have Banished outposts scattered around that you can capture and claim, and capturing them will unlock a way of fast travel. Skulls in particular, I'd say, are pretty hard to find. I spent a good chunk of the map exploring, and was only lucky to find one skull, which was the I would have been your daddy skull, which, in my opinion, is the only skull that matters, along with Grunt Birthday. They also have high value target areas too, to hunt down particular targets, and that's a real treat too. Also, scattered along are armor cores that you can use to upgrade your equipment, because the game offers a type of upgrade tree to better improve your grapple hook, improve your thrusters, your drop wall, and threat sensors, as well as UNSC lockers that have certain unlockables you can get yourself for the multiplayer, like armor coatings, weapon coatings, vehicle coatings, nameplates, and stances. This game really does offer a lot to do besides the main campaign, so does it offer a lot of content inside? Hell yeah, it does.
Here you now stand. This is my last fight. True test of legends, our story. Outlive us both.
So let's talk about the length size of the game. I've seen some people say that the length of the story is pretty short, but going back to the last topic, Halo Infinite offers a lot to do other than the main campaign. If you go straight through, you're gonna think it's a short campaign, but if you take your time and do other things on top of it, it's a pretty decent sized game. I'm not upset about that. I'm actually happy about that, especially the side quests and logs that kind of tie into the story you are playing, like what's the fate of Blue Team? What happened to Osiris? It just adds more depth to it. So this section was pretty short because adding in the content from the first section ties into the section, creating a decent sized game for players to enjoy.
Welcome to my tower, Master Chief. It is where you will be broken.
So before I add my overall thoughts, I would like to point out that what really caught my eye playing through the main story was that the main boss fights in the game are actual boss fights. It's a real big step from 343's other entries because instead of like a quick time event where you kill the Didact by the press of a button, or having a big baddie die like Jewel Mdama dying in a quick cutscene, 343 went as far as to giving them health bars, giving each boss a uniqueness to them. Like one boss I can say has a rare energy sword or gravity hammer, or they can just go completely camo and you kind of have to predict and watch your back or they straight up charge at you. Point is, don't expect the same encounters all the time. I will say though that high value targets that are marked on the map that I mentioned earlier are also small bosses, but a majority of them are disappointingly easy, especially when you come across a Drackle and a grunt target that you can expect to be a threat, especially when the new Cortana says that they're a force to be reckoned with, but a quick headshot will put them down, no problem.
When is it enough, Chief? When we're in there? Because that's where I belong. In there, with them. Worthless junk. Not this. I'm not you!
So, the $1,000,000 question, is this game worth $60? For a Halo fan like myself, given the few months of playing and still occasionally jumping back into the campaign to finish, like finding the skulls, all the armor cores and lockers, and even finding secret weapons and Easter eggs around the open world, I'd say this is absolutely worth the price tag if you're a Halo fan. It's everything a AAA title should be, a full-fledged campaign with just enough content to get players through. The multiplayer, however, unfortunately downgrades the Halo Infinite experience, but they're working on it. And I guess you can say they're improving on some things, they address some things, but if you want to hear my thoughts on the multiplayer, please check out my other videos, which I will have listed in annotations. So in all, the review score I'd give this game, especially for the campaign, is a solid 9.0 rating, as it delivers one of the most immersive stories yet and really shows Master Chief's more human side, and given the few months of playing multiplayer, I've come to enjoy it more and more, with the exception of the BTB problem with connectivity issues. So if we are putting multiplayer in as a factor, Halo Infinite drops down to a solid 7.5 rating, with that side of the game bringing down its value from the disappointing cash grab shop, the lack of customization options, hardly any playlists, and no real progression system. Does it take away the fun of the experience? No, not necessarily, but would like to see an improvement as time comes. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my first real review, and I hope it was something worth watching and had an influence. If you want to see more, please drop a like on this video as it shows your support, and leave a subscribe. If you take a look at the chart, more than 90% of you are not subscribed, so do me a favor, if you like this content, join this fabulous community. Without further ado, you all be safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.